If you don't have a support system at home, the next best thing is school. And if school isn't it, your next step is streets or jail.
The Chicago public school system was founded in 1837, and the first school was opened in what is now downtown Chicago. As the population grew, so did the amount of schools open. Students of color were segregated into their own schools and faced extreme crowding, while their white counterparts attended schools with hundreds of open seats. Students and teachers began a boycott of the CPS system in 1963 in an effort to achieve equity and better conditions for children of color. According to the Chicago Sun-Times November 1978 edition, it wasn't until March of 1976 that the state's Board of Education officially ruled that Chicago public schools were not in compliance with the board's rules establishing the elimination and prevention of racial segregation in the schools.
Historically, Chicago public schools has been one of the most racially and ethnically separated large city school systems, particularly due to most students attending schools close to their homes. There are approximately 355,156 students enrolled in Chicago public schools today. CPS student racial makeup is 46.6% Hispanic, about 40% African American, 10.8% white, and the other 7% consisting of various others including Asian, Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, multiracial, and Native American, Alaskan. Additionally, 33% are English learners or require an IEP, and over 3/4 of students enrolled are considered economically disadvantaged students, meaning they qualify for free or reduced lunch. Most of these schools within the city's limits, ranging from pre-K to high school, have attendance boundaries that restrict student enrollment to only a given area.
Selective enrollment high schools are those that students from Chicago can test into. The wide variety of them creates a lot of competition within your tier. The tier system is how selective enrollment determines how many points you need to be accepted to each CPS school. There are 4 tiers that refer to where you live in Chicago. Tier 1 referring to the Chicago area with the lower socioeconomic status, and Tier 4 referring to the highest. According to an article from the University of Chicago Consortium on School Research, the most admissions to the more competitive schools are white and Latinx students from Tier 3 and 4. The most admissions to the less competitive schools are Black and Latinx students from Tier 1, 2, and also 3.
Hi, I'm Juliana Flores, and I've been a CPS student for about 12 years.
My name is Chloe Hancock, and I've been a CPS student for 12 years.
My name is Sarah, and I went to CPS for 12 years.
My name is Cameron Robinson. I'm a senior at Lane Tech High School, and I've been attending CPS school since the 2nd grade.
Hello, my name is Kennedy Bonner. I was a CPS student for about 12 years, and I am currently an author and a teaching assistant at a Chicago public school.
Immigrant parents, it did send me back, not entirely, but it did have its cons because they don't speak much English, and so when people can't communicate that well with you, they feel like they don't have to. And so my parents were never really the ones to go to parent-teacher conferences, or when they did, I had to go. And like as an 8-year-old, I don't necessarily have the capabilities to explain to them what my teacher is saying, so they didn't always understand. Or when it came to homework, they couldn't help me, so like I had to figure those things out on my own.
My experience was stressful. As a student with disabilities, I am dyslexic and have attention issues. I was given extra points by the selective enrollment process, but I was hugely disadvantaged by standardized testing.
That the kids that I knew who bought apartments in other places weren't, that's not fair at all to anyone. Because I worked my butt off to actually do well on the exams and get good grades, and like they didn't do that and were able to get in the same school, and they took someone's spot who actually lives in that area and didn't have the resources that she had. So I thought that was really unfair.
Many students depend on their education as a way out, and with what the school system fails to do, students are forced to take their fate into their own hands. Kennedy told me how she silently struggled through school and made it largely because she always had someone that was on staff there. Many other students have to depend on external resources not provided by schools, and even going to the extent of manipulating required qualifications to get into better schools. This is a common trend throughout Chicago public schools, having to know someone who can get them in, whether it be a teacher, coach, parent, or family member on staff. Others use the addresses of friends and families in the neighborhoods they want to go to school in. Ultimately, many poor students only get as far as local schools and don't make it beyond that. Regardless of how many have to do it, the concern is why this is a commonality and something that many are known to resort to get into some of the best CPS schools.